for your consumption. I was a student in Rome many years ago in the 80s. And when we landed at the airport, I didn't know what was happening. Those of us carrying the green passports, we were the last to be checked, but I don't know the reason why. When we got to the immigration, we were the last people, those of us carrying the green passport, to be checked at the immigration. So I got to know when I entered the city. I saw so many girls on the street of Rome, and I was wondering what they were doing in skimpy clothes. When I asked questions, then I got to know that some scrupulous women in Nigeria, in our society, they facilitate visa for these children and all the traveling documents. They deceive their mothers at home that they are going to give them good jobs out there. And when these children get to their destination, they seize all these documents from them. That is the so-called madams. They take them from them and give them skimpy clothes and ask them to go to the street. And before they leave the shore of Nigeria, they must have taken oaths that they will never disclose whoever is taking them on that journey. And all the proceeds that they are making is for the madam. So they take these children out there. I saw them and I wept as a mother. And I said to my God-given self that one day, if I'm in a position of authority in Nigeria, I was going to help these children. So there is power in the tongue. God heard my prayers. So when my husband became the vice president, I remember the covenant I had with God. I said I must fulfill this covenant. So I started this journey precisely in 1999 October, when I called a very big meeting. And people were very surprised. They said they never knew that human beings can be trafficked. Anyway, I didn't tell you I was a lecturer in Kaduna Polytechnic. And they said it is only arms and drugs that were being trafficked, that they never knew that human beings can be trafficked. So we had that conversation. You know, I called a very big gathering. The moment the Italian government, they heard that somebody has started this thing in Nigeria, they started repatriating our girls back to Nigeria. And I asked for many of them. They came to Abuja. I saw them, and you know, they went under fictitious names. And I promised I was going to give them support. And that is how I started What Grave. And the UN heard about it. They sent me a ticket to go to Palermo in 2000, where the protocol was being signed. I was in Palermo. I gave a talk. And, you know, I saw so many Nigerian girls on the streets of Rome. So as I was coming back, then I said to myself, what is worth doing? Is worth doing well. So when I came down to Nigeria, I called concerned people, like the civil society, the military, the police, immigration, the wives of governors' wives, and the chairman's wives. So we all sat down together and we had a talk. I told them that I had a dream, and I have to actualize this dream. That I want a bill to be taken to the National Assembly. So we all got together, and that bill was, the committee formed was headed by Justice Mrs. Mary Odili. And then the House then, we had Pius. Or is it Pius? So he was the Senate President. that bill was taken there, and I told them why I wanted that bill to be passed into law. That many of our children are being taken abroad on prostitution under the pretext that they were going to give them a very lucrative jobs. And the president there was very happy. He said he was always being embarrassed anytime he traveled, that he has been looking for such a thing. Baba Shege, President Olusegun Obasanjo, and that bill was passed into law. That was what gave birth to NAPTIP. And as we sojourn, NAPTIP, I think, is 17 years old today, this time around. And I think Wycliffe is going to be 21, or we are 21. We gave birth to NAPTIP. NAPTIP is 17 years. So there was a day, UNICEF visited us in Wycliffe. And they said to us that I started this fight, that it will be good for us. All the people, working with trafficking, I mean, different organizations, dealing with trafficking and child labor eradication, that we should all come together as a group so that we form a network that will make our work easier. After NAPTIP has been formed to 2003. So we came together and we sent a proposal and, we called all the NGOs there. We spoke to them, so this is what we want to do. And NAPTIP was very, very happy because even to them, it will make their work to be very easy. So that was what gave birth to NACTAL. So what Clark gave birth to NAPTIP, and NAPTIP gave birth to NACTAL. So it is all Wycliffe's effort. And the woman sitting by your side there is Mrs. Umoru. She has trained so many people. Many people, just like the president said, they had come from countries to come and understudy how we are doing it right in Nigeria. Let I tell you, up till today, they are still not able to get it. It is only Nigeria that has a law in here. And, we want them, especially those of them in West Africa, East Africa, because when these children are being taken away from Nigeria, they pass through so many ways. And up till today, they are still not getting it right. If not, trafficking will have stopped in all the countries. And today we are here. We have a consortium of NGOs. We had presidents. When NACTAL was formed, Wycliffe was being made the secretariat. For several years, we pushed them out. We said we have delivered the baby. I think for 11 years, they refused to go out. So we have to push them out. So Emmanuel Daramola was the one that pushed NACTAL out of Wycliffe. And he's not here today. I'm so happy that he insisted on NAPTIP, that we must have an office, in a NAPTIP office. So we have that office in NAPTIP office now. NACTAL office is in NAPTIP. So I congratulate Daramola for doing such a wonderful job for NACTAL. And now the new president has taken over. And the new president has traveled far and wide. He knows so much about trafficking because he has visited so many countries. And I know that he's going to do better. He's going to do very well. And I admire the team he has chosen as his executive. I pray that they all cooperate with you very well. And FIAP is there for you. You should not be afraid. They say if you just give it one knock on their door, they are going to train and train your staff. Now they are training the coordinators from different various, both past and present. And they are still going to train, is it your executive or even the members for you? So we thank you very much for all your troubles, for your love for Nigeria, because even us, we want this trafficking thing to stop. And I will continue saying it, that we shall continue to do this fight. But the new generation, I mean the younger ones, are coming up. Like the president now is younger than us. Because when we founded Wycliffe, it was 21 years ago, we are not getting younger. And we want the little ones, the younger ones, to take over from us. And I pray that your tenure will be a very good tenure. It will be favorable to everybody. And you should be very open to your executive. Because in the last, with the last president, the executive were always complaining that, you know, it was a closed circuit they were in, that it was not open. And I pray your time should not be a closed, you should be opened. Because if I didn't open, we will not be where we are today. Mrs. Omoru was she was the engine head of Wycliffe, and she had trained so many people here. They confirmed, maybe they are here or they are not here. She had trained so many people. She has been very good to Wycliffe, and she's not tired. You can see her today, she's here. She came all the way from Jos. So I thank you all for being here today, and it is my pleasure and honor, you know, to declare this workshop open. Thank you. Here, the IOM representative is not here. The president of NACTAL, the board members first, before the president. Many of them gave reasons why they couldn't be here. Like Sister Patricia, she lives in Lagos. She sends her apology. And Mrs. Umoru is here. She's one of the board members. And I asked the president, I said, what about the other board members? Did he get in touch with them? He said yes. And I don't know, maybe we have their reasons for not being here. The executive members and different coordinators from different zones, both past and present. The paparazzis. Good morning to you all. Good morning. I appreciate this gathering. Here, you are doing so much. We have to appreciate you. You will never be tired, and you have said it, that you continue to help and help and help. And we appreciate your gift to Wycliffe. You gave us a gen set, and we are with your twist. We are still asking for more. I'm Mama Wycliffe. I dream Wycliffe. I sleep Wycliffe. It will surprise you.